Okay team, Wednesday the 15th of April, day 23 of us being locked down, and we've got a strength workout for you, okay? Over the last few days we've got your heart rate nice and high. Today we're going to hopefully keep it down a little bit lower, but we're going to keep our strength gains up. You have, for quality then team, 3 sets. We want you to perform 12 single-legged deadlifts on each side. So I'm going to do 12 reps on my left-hand side, rest 60 seconds, 12 reps on my right hand side, rest 60 seconds until I've completed 3 sets of that, okay? We're moving for quality as well as load, okay? So don't just try and lift as much weight as possible. We're not trying to go through it as quick as we can. If anything, today we're trying to do things nice and slow, increase that time under tension, and make sure that we're moving nice and smooth. Okay, from there what you're going to do, you're then going to move into a similar format, another 3 sets for quality, 12 single arm rows on the right arm, rest 60 seconds, 12 single arm rows on the left arm, okay, or right arm, left arm, whichever way I've said it wrong, the other arm, okay. Again, we want you to rest 60 seconds between sets. We want you to try and get as much time under tension, try and stretch that muscle as much as we can, and try and make sure that we're nice and smooth in our movement, we're not just rushing through it, okay. After you've done that, you'll have another 60 seconds or so break where we want you to do 75 deadlifts, okay? You can load that up however you see fit. If you find something heavier in your garage than you have with your barbell, your kettlebell or your plate, okay, by all means grab it. We want you to do 75 reps in as little sets as possible while still moving nice and smoothly, okay? That doesn't mean I want you to do all 75 unbroken. If we see that online, we know that we're not slowing ourselves up and we're not challenging ourselves, okay? So it doesn't mean I'm looking for you to do 75 singles, nor on the other end are we looking for you to try and do 75 reps straight off the bat, okay? Maybe try and break it up into maybe sets of 10, maybe 15 reps, and really try and slow things up so you can feel those positions, okay? So first and foremost, my single-legged deadlift, what we're looking for is our hinge pattern. If I was to keep both feet on the ground before my regular deadlift, I keep my torso nice and tall, I send my hips back, and I load up through the hamstrings before dropping the hips down, okay? I'm gonna do the exact same movement, sending my hips back, keeping my chest nice and tall, my back nice and flat, okay? But all I'm gonna do is now lift one leg up in the air. So I'm gonna have maybe no weight, might have a dumbbell, might have a plate. I'm gonna get my balance, and then I'm gonna hinge back, loading up my hamstring, loading my glute, going down nice and controlled, and then stand up. I'm gonna do 12 reps, nice and slowly, okay? Trying to make sure I'm nice and steady. If I have my weight, maybe a dumbbell, I do the exact same thing. Loading the hip up, sending it back, touching down towards the floor, and then standing tall again. I'm gonna do 12 reps, have 60 seconds break, doesn't have to be exact, then do 12 reps on the other side, okay? Next exercise is our row. I'm going to show you with a dumbbell, but you might want to do this with your kettlebell, okay? It's the same thing, it doesn't matter how it's weighted. You might want to use a bench or a box to support yourself. If you haven't, that's completely fine. I could do it unsupported, back's nice and flat, I'm in this hinge position, and I'm rowing the dumbbell towards my side. My back's constantly working, okay, isometrically to hold that shape. I'm then using dynamic force, pulling up with my arm, rowing that dumbbell in towards my side, but my back's not moving. We don't want to see any momentum from the hips or from the back, all right? 12 reps on each side. Once you've done that, we're then going to go into our regular deadlift format. Like I said, you might have a dumbbell, you might have a kettlebell, you might have a plate. I'll show you for a dumbbell just because I got like between my feet for now. Same thing as what we looked at first and foremost. Torso stays nice and tall. I send the hips back, loading the hamstrings. Once I get the kettlebell or dumbbell towards my knees, I bend down until I find the floor, okay? I'm trying to increase that time and attention on this one. Sending my hips back, keeping my spine nice and neutral, keeping my vision forward. I'm looking maybe 3 to 6 feet out in front, okay? We're gonna do that nice and steady. After you've done that, we want you to go through 15 minutes or so of stretching, okay? You can do some stretches of your own choice. If there's ones that you normally get on with in the gym, by all means do it. If you don't have any idea on what to do, the first thing of what you should go and download tonight is an app called GoWOD. If you haven't already downloaded it, you get 40 days free before you then have to buy a subscription, okay? You'll do a mobility test. It takes about 5 minutes to do it, and then it will give you 15 minutes worth of stretching that you can perform each day, okay? Go ahead and download it. I'll post the details in the group once again just to make sure that everyone's got it. If you've got no idea or you haven't got access to that app or you just want to do something a little bit nice and quick, okay, here's some stretches we can go through. First one, our pigeon stretch. I can do this seated or I can do this on the ground, okay? Seated variation is me gonna cross my foot over my knee, driving this knee down towards the floor. I'm going to get a nice big stretch through the back of the glute and in the back of the hip here, okay? This is great for those people who are spending loads of time sitting down on their backsides, maybe working from home at the minute. Spend 30 seconds on each side, actively trying to drive this knee down towards the floor. I don't need to use any force. I'm just actively going to do that. I can do a similar format just by sitting down on my backside on the floor, okay? Another one we can do, which we call our couch stretch. A bit of rosy dog. I'm going to get a cushion underneath my knee. I'm going to prop my foot up against a wall or the sofa, hence why it's called the couch stretch. Keep my hips nice and square, vision forward, tummy muscles and rib cage pulled down. And I'm going to spend some time opening up this hip. Again, hip flexors are going to get really, really tight if we're spending a lot of time sitting down, so this is going to be a good one, okay? Some work through our lower back and through our upper back now then, team. Next one, we're going to do a cat couch stretch. First one I'm doing is I'm sending my hips up, trying to tuck all of my vertebrae in nice and tight, pushing down through the floor, sending my shoulders nice and high. Nice and slowly, I'm going to come into the opposite of that position. I'm then going to arch my back as hard as I can, trying to crumple down all those vertebrae nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to go back and forth through that movement. All right. Next one, what we can do is our child's pose, where we go arms nice and long, keeping the shoulders nice and flexed, sending my hips back, getting a nice big stretch down through the chest. Okay. Going through a nice flow of that over the next 10-15 minutes will be a really good one for you. But like I said, have a look at that GoWOD app, okay? It's free for you to use over the next 40 days, and it'll give you 15 minutes worth of daily mobility each day for you to do, okay? It's directed to you based on what your score comes out with, okay? Last thing we want to talk about then is our warm-up. We're going to get you to do 3 rounds. I think we've asked you to do 60 seconds of just getting your heart rate up, so you can go through jumping jacks, go through some tuck jumps, go through some running on the spot, anything you need to do to get your heart rate up a little bit. From there, we're then going to go through 8 air squats, sending the hips back and down, standing all the way nice and tall, making sure those knees are tracking over those toes, okay? A good cue is trying to think about your feet, trying to spin out, okay? Try and grip the floor with your toes. From there, what I'm going to do, I'm then going to go through some glute bridges. I can get some load in on my hips, pull my rib cage down, and then send my hips up towards the ceiling. Okay, I'm going to get a nice big contraction through my glutes and through my hamstrings on this one. Once I've done my glute bridges, I can go through that hinge pattern, going through some 8 deadlifts, sending the hips back and down, standing all the way nice and tall in preparation for the single-legged variation and in preparation for our deadlifts at the end. And the last exercise we want you to do is going to be a broad jump. We only want you to do 4 of these. Make sure you're nice and warm before you do them. Explosive. What I'm looking to do is I'm looking to pop my hips nice and open, trying to jump out as far as I can on each rep. We're only going to get you to do 4 of those. Okay, so just to recap then, boys and girls, you are moving for quality today, not for time. We don't want to see rushing. We want to try and make sure that you're moving heavy and making sure that this is looking really, really good. 12 single-legged deadlifts on each arm, resting 60 seconds or so between sets. You're going to do that for 3 rounds. You're then going to do the same format, single arm rows, okay? Both sides, have 60 seconds rest or so between sets, and then 75 reps of your deadlifts to finish, okay? Make sure you get some stretching at the end, your body will be thankful for it, okay? Enjoy it, boys and girls.